explaining the 2025 global situation, focusing on difficulties you cannot see. All talks are from SU events in 2017, which were amazingly forward-thinking.
The notion of scaling edges has come about based on the research we've been doing at the Center for the Edge, which is addressing the question that executives have increasingly is, in this big shift world, exponential age, you're telling us we need to be way over here, but we're way over there. How the hell do we get from here to there? And it deals with the transformation challenge that I think all large companies face. I don't think anyone is exempt. But the challenge is that transformation as typically performed, which is top-down, big bang approaches to transformation, in my experience, have a very high failure rate. And it's not just my experience. All the academic studies show anywhere between 70 to 80% of those efforts fail to achieve a single objective. So our belief is there's a need for an alternative approach, and the good news, we believe, is that actually a lot of the exponential forces that are reshaping the business environment make this approach much more feasible. And it's what we call scaling edges. It has to do with the notion of finding an edge to the existing business, something that has relatively modest profits, revenues, but if you understand the exponential forces that are reshaping the markets you're in, has the potential to scale to the point not just where it becomes an interesting alternative business or diversification, but it will become the new core of your company, of your business over time. It will scale to that level. And part of the reason we focus on this notion of scaling edges is because, again, as I've gone through the business world now for decades, I've developed an enormous respect for what I describe as the immune system of large traditional organizations. And my belief is the reason the top-down approach to change, to transformation fails is because the immune system is so powerful. It will mobilize and crush any efforts to change. And so I take inspiration from the art of war, which is wherever possible, avoid confrontation with your enemy. If you have to do battle, you've already lost the war. Scaling edges says, don't do battle with the enemy. Find an edge, focus on scaling that edge, and do it in ways that reduce the potential resistance. So part of it has to do with the notion of, in the edge initiatives, we have what we call starving the edge. It's actually, don't give it a ton of money in the early stages. Because the more money you give it in the early stages, the more that immune system is going to come out and attack. That money's coming from somewhere, and I guarantee you they're going to want it back. I have very much come to believe that if you believe a transformation process is rational, you've already lost. Transformation process is fundamentally political, and it has to do with the immune system, and the immune system has to do ultimately with emotions, not facts and data and analysis, but with emotions. And if you don't understand the emotions of the people that you're dealing with, and acknowledge them and address them in a way that allows you to move forward, you will lose. And so it's a hard thing for me to have learned, having come from business school where it was all about the data, all about the analysis, and getting that right. I've increasingly come to believe that you have to focus on the people and the emotions, and that's ultimate. And I will say too, I'm often interpreted as saying the immune system is evil. They're evil people. No, they are extremely well-intentioned people. They are wanting to do the right thing for the company. It's not that they're evil, but their actions frustrate the ability to do transformation. So anyway, just...
Thank you. That was great. And there's a lot more depth there, so you should talk to John for more information on this. So...
All right. Then the other one is, I think I agree, John, 100% with what you're saying. with the caveat that a strategy is always only temporarily correct. A strategy that works here in this context, if we find ourselves in this context, that strategy doesn't work. And we need to always remember that as a principle.